Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win to make the playoffs, and breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. 6 teams are alive for 4 spots, and all must win. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Presented by iHeart.
If you work as a manufacturing facilities engineer, installing a new piece of equipment can be as complex as the machinery itself. From prep work to alignment and testing, it's your team's job to put it all together. That's why it's good to have Grainger on your side. With industrial-grade products and next-day delivery, Grainger helps ensure you have everything you need close at hand through every step of the installation. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app, and our video simulcast is live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you've been listening to KFI, you probably know the news by now. It's heavy news, but it's also good news because Stefan, as I call him, some people call him Stefoosh, he's still with us. And I don't mean to be morbid off the top, but I want to put it in real terms. If not for 3 good Samaritans, Stefan would not be here with us on this earth today. Plain and simple. If not for 3 people putting themselves in harm's way and literally dragging Stefan from a burning car, Stefan would not be with us today. And if you don't know, he suffered a horrific car crash, and video of the aftermath of the crash is available on KFI socials. It's on my socials at Mr. Mo Kelly. It's on Conway Show socials. If you don't know or haven't seen it, the severity of the crash. In fact, we're showing it right now on our YouTube stream at Mr. Mo Kelly. If not for those 3 people, and hopefully we'll be able to find them. We have pictures of them on our socials. The 3 people who stepped in, intervened, and helped save Stefan's life. Hopefully we will find out who they are and be able to say thank you to them directly for what they've done. Just being heroes in the moment. Probably not anticipating being in that situation, not knowing what they were walking into, not knowing who was in the car that they were saving, but they took it upon themselves to act. And we often talk about how people choose not to act. They would rather be on their phones. This was a time in which someone's actually acted. Now I'm going to back up and tell you some of the behind the scenes of what was going on at the station yesterday. When I got to work, and Stefan usually gets to work between 2:30 and 3 o'clock on average. I usually get in between 3:30 and 3:45. We share a workstation. I get in, I log onto the workstation, and I'm thinking I'm going to see Stefan's name there as the most recent person to log in. It wasn't. It was my name, which meant that nobody touched that computer since the night before. And I'm thinking that's strange. And then I see Sharon Bellio, and I can hear her having a conversation with different people saying something to the effect of, has anyone heard from Stefan? Because these are the moments right before the Tim Conway show is getting ready to begin. No one knew what was going on with Stefan, and it was unlike him. And my radar goes up because anytime someone goes outside of their pattern, does something which is completely different from who they are as a person, meaning not contacting anyone, not responding to anyone, being unreachable, not saying anything about, hey, I'm sick, I can't make it to the station, or hey, I got in a car accident and I'm not going to be able to be there. That's not who Stefan is. And we knew that this was completely out of character for him. And that, for me, I didn't express it out loud. That, for me, was a great cause of concern. Didn't know anything, but I know that that was not him. That's not something he would do. Remember, or you may not know, we talk every single day, either by text or during the show in person. We would go to the movies, hang out. He was at the Chateau Le Mans 4th of July party. We're talking about family here, and family doesn't disappear like that. And I got very concerned. And so when I started my show at 7 o'clock, like right about now, I'm texting back and forth with Tim Conway Jr. Tim is texting me saying, hey, do you know Stefan's home address? No, I didn't know his home address. I knew kind of sort of where he lived, but I didn't know exactly where he lived. And the only information I had was his direct contact phone number, not his mom, not his dad. And for me, it triggered me personally because I know that he was a huge part of the support system for his dad, who was aging. And I know we got closer because of that, because he would ask me about, hey, what should I do about this? Or, you know, what did you do with your dad with that? And so I thought, well, is it something to do with his father? Is it something to do with him? Is it something to do with his mother? I mean, all these things kind of run through your mind. And when your mind starts running, it goes to all these dark places. And then the show kept going. I was texting Tim. I think, Twala, you were texting Sharon Bellio. And no one had any information, which scared the bejesus out of everyone.
Out of everyone, yes.
Didn't know what to think. Didn't know where to start because nobody had any information. We knew that both of his parents were, relatively speaking, in the area, but we didn't know at that time how to get in touch with him. It wasn't until around, when did you text me last time? Around 11 o'clock?
Yeah. It was way after the show. By the time Sharon had gotten word from his parents what had happened, that was at least around 11 o'clock.
So I'm just getting home, and then the flurry of the texts come in. Thank goodness for the efforts of Tim Conway Jr. and also Sharon Bellio. If you didn't hear, Tim Conway Jr. actually went out, I'll say on foot, drove to his general neighborhood, tracked down where Stefan lived, tracked down where his dad lived, and then tried to work their way backwards to figure out what was going on. Long story short, and if you weren't listening to the Tim Conway Jr. show, I will try to recap some of the things that he said and fill in some blanks maybe I can in the hours since he first came on the air. Stefan had this horrible car crash in which a driver was speeding and cut him off. Stefan ended up going into the center divider. His car rolled over, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And then it caught on fire, and we're showing the aftermath right now on our YouTube channel at Mr. Mo Kelly. I guess some drivers going down the 105 freeway east towards the 110 North freeway saw what happened, took it upon themselves. 3 different men got out of their car to assist and literally dragged him from the burning car. If not for them, I'm not trying to be morbid, I'm just being honest, we would be eulogizing him right now.
If not for them, and even with them, because I received the text message from Sharon letting us know what Stefan's mother had said upon arrival. CHP and paramedics did not think he was going to make it even after being pulled out. That's how bad an accident this was.
This is what I know. He's had multiple fractures, I believe, to his left arm. He has fractured ribs. I know they had done a skin graft of some degree for that arm. Mm-hmm. I know that he was intubated at one point. I don't know if he is still intubated. None of us have been able to see him yet. None of us have spoken to him yet. I'm just thinking about all the likely questions that listeners have. Hopefully we will know more. He had his second surgery today. I can't tell you specifics of what it had to deal with or what it had to do with as far as his body. I just know it was a second surgery, and he's presently recovering in ICU. That's all anybody at KFI knows. And we're telling you because you are our family like he is our family. And it was a rough night last night. Ooh.
It was hard sleeping. It was a hard sleep.
So we're going to let you know there is a GoFundMe right now for Stephen. And I want to put it in this context. Stephen was working his ass off just to make ends meet. He was working here full time. We had talked about on the air how he was driving for Uber on the weekends. He was helping care for his father. This is a time now that he will not be working for the foreseeable future. It's not about whether he has benefits or he has health care coverage. That's going to be part of it. But the larger part of it is his inability to also work, because he would need to supplement his income just normally, and he's not going to be able to do that now. So if you go to GoFundMe.com and search for Foosh, Foosh, it should come up. If you're watching on the YouTube feed, it's pinned at the top of the Motown chat, so you can just click on it right there. And I've never asked anyone of anything on this show in the sense of please donate to this or please support this or please buy my book. I'm asking you now. KFI AM 640. We'll have more in just.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the stars will be flocking to Los Angeles to witness the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win over Houston to make the playoffs, reeling from last week's savage beating at the hands of Chicago's possessed Montrezl Harrell. Last time these teams met, Miami beat Houston, but they are a dangerous team having their manhood at stake. Then breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. Will LA avenge their previous shocking loss to perennial basketball Boston rivals to survive? 6 teams are allowed for 4 spots, and all must win. Don't miss the Big 3, the 3-on-3 basketball league everyone is talking about. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30 Eastern, presented by iHeart.
Moment.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube, and that's very important tonight. We're live everywhere on social media and the iHeartRadio app. And I stress YouTube because we have the GoFundMe posted and pinned at the top, and just in case you don't know how you can help support Stephen, our brother, our friend, our co-worker, the link is right there. And we set a goal of 35,000, but that is a very soft goal because they ask you to put a goal. But I want to put it in the context of Stephen has a long road of recovery. And we don't know how long that road is going to be. We do know that road is difficult. And since he was someone who had an unfair burden in the sense of a lot is being asked of him as far as responsibilities here and his home life, he will not be able to be here to fully realize his income. He will not be able to drive Uber. And what we at KFI are doing, trying to just alleviate some of that burden. Right now, we've raised $29,498 in large part to Tim Conway Jr.'s efforts, and a big salute and bow to both Tim and Sharon Bellio. I can't say enough what they were doing outside of your view. We were all communicating well into the night, thanks to Sharon Bellio, who made contact with Stephen's family and then made it a priority to inform us and other people on KFI staff, not only the status of Stephen, but answer as many questions as she could. We haven't had a chance to, or at least I haven't, we haven't had a chance to talk to Stephen's parents directly, but they have been very kind in forwarding as much information as possible. Sharon Bellio is the conduit. And what I was saying last segment is I never asked y'all for anything as far as support this, buy my book, or whatever, because that's not who I am. That's not what I do. But this is one of those times where I want KFI and this 50,000 watt blowtorch station and the millions, and I do mean literal millions of people who listen to this station on a daily basis, to know that this is one of those times where we need you.
This show here and everything you enjoy about it, the sounds, when you hear certain musical cues, when you do or do not hear the rim shot, his witty, naive, contributions when he's throwing something into the show. Foosh adds a lot. When you say you enjoy Later with Mo Kelly, a large part of that is due to our technical director. It does not flow. Things do not happen without his contributions. He has helped to make this show what it is today. And when you say that he has a long recovery ahead of him, Mo, it's not just because someone was asking, they hit me privately in chat, did he have auto insurance, health insurance? I'm like, yes. He had KFI insurance. He had auto insurance, all of it. You have to have auto insurance if you're driving Uber. But you know what that doesn't cover? That does not really cover someone cutting you off and you rolling in your car and your car catching on fire and burning to a crisp. They didn't put the car out. The car burnt to a crisp. That means Foosh has no car. Not just the surgery and the recovery, the rehabilitation that's going to take for him to be able to walk, for him to be able to use his arm again. All of that has to be factored in. This is our goal, to try to make Foosh as whole as he possibly can. This is an ask of you that are enjoying this show. You enjoy this show, you love this show, then I know you love Foosh. That is why we are reaching out to you, our extended family, to contribute in this way.
We're getting ready to break the $30,000 mark. I'm not putting an upper limit on this because I don't know how deep the hole will be financially for Stephen, because he's not going to be working here for the time being. He's not going to be working Uber for the foreseeable future. Those bills of rent are still coming. There's still financial responsibilities. And this is something that we're trying to do because he's done so much for us. I heard you talk about, Twell, as far as the things that he will do just for this show, but he's working for two different shows, trying to accommodate two different hosts and then two different, I'll say, aesthetics as far as what goes into a show. He's brilliant in that regard. All the times that he'll play music or themes or anything, that's him. I'm not telling him to do that. He just knows me well enough to know if I make mention of, let's say, Lonnie Anderson's going to play WKRP in Cincinnati theme or something like that. Or if I make a reference to a certain commercial, he knows to go get that. That's why he's so damn good at his job, because a lot of this is unspoken. I don't have to say anything to him because he does his job so well.
That's how well he pays attention. And yeah, that's a great point. The philosophies of what goes into the Conway show, and then he has to literally put on an entirely different hat and go into Later with Mo Kelly. It's two different production philosophies that go into both shows that he has had to master and that he has had to be on top of. And then sometimes he will leave here and say, you know what? I'm going to go do a little bit of Ubering before I go home.
When you hear the promos for this show, and they're usually pretty damn funny, that's Stephen. He's the one who's devising the promos that you hear during the breaks. Like if you may be listening to Gary and Shannon, you hear the promo for on the next edition of Later with Mo Kelly. That's Stephen putting that together. That's his brilliance.
Yeah.
You know, he's choosing the material to craft into those promos. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. And I know that you love KFI like I love KFI, but there's a lot of magic which is being done by the people who work here at KFI, more notably Stephen. And that's why you know, there's this old saying, you should give people their flowers while they're here. Mm-hmm. He's still here. Let's give him his flowers. And the way we're going about doing that, there is a GoFundMe, and you can go to GoFundMe.com/F/Foosh, which is FOOSH. And then you can help contribute to this effort. If you can't remember that, you can go to GoFundMe.com and search on Foosh, FOOSH. You'll find it there. We have a lot of people who are a part of our YouTube community tonight. We have it pinned at the top. Write it in the chat so you can find it there. We have it on all the KFI socials. We have it all on the Conway Show socials. It's on all of the Mr. Mo Kelly socials. We're trying to make it as easy as possible because Stephen made it easy for all of you to enjoy.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the stars will be flocking to Los Angeles to witness the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win over Houston to make the playoffs, reeling from last week's savage beating at the hands of Chicago's possessed Montrezl Harrell. Last time these teams met, Miami beat Houston, but they are a dangerous team having their manhood at stake. Then breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. Will LA avenge their previous shocking loss to perennial basketball Boston rivals to survive? 6 teams are allowed for 4 spots and all must win. Don't miss the Big 3, the 3-on-3 basketball league everyone is talking about. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30 Eastern, presented by iHeart.
This station.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app and most especially on YouTube tonight. It's real important that we get you to log on to our YouTube chat. Not for me, but for Stephen. You can at youtube.com or on the YouTube app at Mr. Mo Kelly, MrMokelly. The reason because in the chat area, we have the GoFundMe pin, made it real easy for you to find and be able to help Stephen, our brother, our coworker, our friend, who was in a horrific accident yesterday, if you're just tuning in. And that GoFundMe is not just about his medical bills, but is also bridging the gap while he will not be able to work here, while he will not be able to drive for Uber. We had a full show plan and we basically threw it out the window. Yes, we'll be playing the game later on, but it's not time for fun and games right now. I wanted to thank Andrea Pastori for her donation, Bevan Frankel for his donation. We have some anonymous donors. That is absolutely fine. Lynn Gearing, your $100 donation. We thank you. Tim Worcester, $200 donation. Thank you. Thomas Norton, $100. We have a number of anonymous donors. That is okay. I understand sometimes you don't want everyone to know that you might have made a donation. That's fine. It is all helpful the same. Krista Golden, $50. We appreciate you. Janet Baird Calipo, $20. Richard Gomez, $25. Anonymous, $150. Sean Bolding, $25. Anonymous, $100. Claire Cabri, $100. Teresa Ibarra, $100. And this is just in the past 15 minutes. It all matters. And it matters today, and it's going to matter even more as we go along. Now, the GoFundMe may list a goal of $35,000. It's only because they're telling you that they need to input a number for a supposed goal. But we don't have any express goal on this. We're just trying to offer as much help and assistance to Stephen, our friend, our brother, our coworker, our family member that we can. Just that's. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you jump on, Twala, Mark, this was my mistake. I meant to bring you into the conversation earlier because you were a part of those text messages last night.
Yeah, we were all worried sick. And, yeah, pardon me. I'm not actually feeling too articulate about it because, it's very troubling. And we're all just glad that he apparently is making it through. But, yeah, as Twala said, it was a rough evening. Not a lot of sleep for everybody.
Also, now remember this as well. In that text exchange between all of us, at some point, it was not clear whether Stephen was going to make it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know. We had some sense of the extent of the injuries, but we did not know whether he was stable. We knew that he had at least another surgery, which they had this morning. We didn't know we had a sense that he was responsive because we were told that he was able to respond to his parents. but since he was intubated, we didn't know how responsive.
Whenever you hear somebody's intubated, that's about as serious as it gets.
Yes, because at that point, and if you don't know, that's a breathing tube. And if you don't know, that means the person, their doctors are not confident that he or she will breathe on their own.
I can imagine because of the impact to his chest and all the broken ribs that he had to be intubated, just because breathing alone is probably too painful for him right now in this moment, you know.
If there's anything that we can take away from this is that, the cliche, tomorrow's not promised, yes, but everything can turn in an instant. He was just going to work like I was just going to work, like you were just going to work, and Tawala was going to work, and Robin, who's in for Stefan, was just going to work, and Mark was going to work. We were just going about our lives, and sometimes life happens in that instant, having nothing to do with anything that we've done or not done. We're just going about our lives, and all of a sudden, someone makes an aggressive or dangerous move, and the next thing you know, you've lost control of your car, or you're into the divider. And it's up to good Samaritans to help you see another day.
What I was going to jump in with, and I put this when I put the post up, when I shared the post for the GoFundMe, and I said to all of our KFI listeners and just everyone who supports this show, any amount you donate is appreciated. But if all you can donate is prayer, trust and believe.
Come on now.
Believe in the power of prayer. It is by the grace of God that Foosh is still here. It is by the grace of God that just 3 individuals who do not know him at all decided to stop instead of driving by and putting it up on the gram, a car on fire on the freeway.
Right.
They decided to stop and pull him out. And they even were able to put a makeshift tourniquet on his arm, which is likely what helped to save his arm. This alone, I said, if all you can do is keep Foosh in prayer, please do that.
If I had 1,000 people listening right now, and it's estimated more than 100,000 people are listening at KFI at any given moment. If I had 1,000 people just give $20 of the 100,000 listening right now, you could forever change Stefan's life. And I know that sounds corny. I know that sounds cliche. I know that sounds hokey, but I know not everyone has $100 to give or $200 to give. And I said, I don't ask for much. I don't ask for anything. But right now I am asking specifically for my friend. 1,000 people to give $20. We're already at almost 33,000. And I want to get to, honestly, just selfishly, I want to get to $50,000 before we leave out of here tonight. Because he's done so much. If you've listened to KFI and you've ever laughed between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m., damn it, I'm pretty sure Stefan has something to do with it.
Absolutely.
You may not hear his voice. You may not see what he is doing, but he's creating some magic back there. Just absolute magic. You know, from the rim shots that Mark Ronner never deserves.
Don't even start.
To the little quips that he'll make, and the banter that we'll have off air. You know, it's not often that you'll get your coworkers to come to your house. That's your home. That says that you are my friend. That says that you are my family. Mm-hmm. And for him to take off of his day on a holiday to stop by and just hang out. Oh, and mind you, he left to then go Uber.
To go back to Ubering. Yes. Yes.
So he's always working. And if he's not working, he's falling behind. And it's real hard for me to tell this part of the story because I don't know how much he would want me to tell. But I know that he's being the good son, helping with an aging parent. And I know what that's like. That's really hard. It's really hard. But he is a dutiful son. He's someone that he's very genuine and sincere in everything he says. And you can't say that about a lot of people. Can't say that about fairly anybody, honestly.
He is unnaturally honest, and he does not have a poker face to save his life.
No.
He has to tell you, if you ask him a question straight up, he's got to tell you what's on his mind. He's got to tell you what's happening. He's not good at hiding it. And I love that about him. Anytime I've confronted him, I say, hey, Foosh, what's up with this? It's, okay. So here's what happened to Wilder. And it's like, he'll just let it all out. And I'm like, that level of honesty, that level of just pure innocence. Sometimes this guy, it is so refreshing in this game.
Yeah.
In this, what we do. Yeah. That's a rarity.
Yeah, innocence is the right word. Not that he's innocent, but there's a sincerity and an authenticity about him when he asks, like, hey, how you doing? And the best part of this conversation, even though it's difficult to have, the best part of the situation and this conversation is he's still here.
Yes.
Yeah. He's still here. It would have been a whole different day if he was not here. I would much rather tell you about all the things I love about him in a present tense as opposed to past tense.
And that's why this moment is such a relief, because Mo, yesterday, as the evening went on and I'm texting him, you're texting, we're trying to find him.
We're trying to find him and do a show at the same time.
At the same time, it's like the later into the hours it got, into the night it got, and not hearing anything of someone who would have told you.
And we can't say anything on the air.
No. It's just, we're just like, I'm constantly looking at my phone like, no response yet. Nothing yet. Okay. And
I'm asking, he's like, have you heard from him yet?
Yeah.
Have you heard from Sharon yet?
We try our best to put on the brave face and to not let our mind go to those dark places, but we also work in the news. It's natural for us to think first the worst thing. And I think I even told Marco Daniel that I always think the worst thing first to prepare myself. So that way, if it does so happen to be bad news, then it won't destroy me in that moment. When I got Sharon's message last night that he was that he was found and that the hospital was able to contact his mother, I'm like, God is good. This is such a joyous moment for me, even in this darkness.
We had a dark conversation last night.
Yes, we did.
When I was leaving.
Yes.
Yeah, because we knew something was not right. And we were starting to grapple with how bad it was going to be, because it was so unlike him that something tragic, my word, had to have intervened in his life. Had to have, because there's no way he was not going to just arbitrarily show up for work. There's no way he was not going to show up for work and not call anyone. There's no way that he was going to be unreachable by everyone. And if you called his phone, it goes straight to voicemail. He wasn't responding to any text messages. Something bad had to have happened. And we were trying to wrestle with, are we talking about kind of bad, really bad, or fatally bad? And we were right on the precipice of fatally bad. And if there's any blessing in this, and there are blessings to be found, is that it's instructive and it gives us an opportunity in a variety of ways to tell Stephen how much we love him.
Yes.
And also show him and help him get back to us as soon as possible. The GoFundMe is posted in the chat on our YouTube show. You can go to GoFundMe.com/F/Foosh if you want to make a donation that way, or you can go to GoFundMe.com and then search Foosh, Foosh. And please, I'm asking you, this is one of those times I'm straight up asking you. We want to support Foosh, and that's the way to do it. It's Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. We're still going because Foosh is more important than any other story right now.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the stars will be flocking to Los Angeles to witness the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win over Houston to make the playoffs. Reeling from last week's savage beating at the hands of Chicago Chicago's possessed Montrezl Harrell. Last time these teams met, Miami beat Houston, but they are a dangerous team having their manhood at stake. Then breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. Will LA avenge their previous shocking loss to perennial basketball Boston rivals to survive? 6 teams are allowed for 4 spots and all must win. Don't miss the Big 3, the 3-on-3 basketball league everyone is talking about. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30 Eastern, presented by iHeart.
When it comes to KFI,
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
there is no listener like the KFI listener. We're already up to $38,000 for Stefan. If you don't know, if you're just tuning in, Stefan, some may know him as the Foosh or Stefoosh. He had a horrific car crash yesterday. And there is video on all the KFI socials of the aftermath. We're showing it right now on our YouTube channel. And he's had multiple fractures of his left arm. He's had 2 surgeries. He's had multiple broken ribs. As of last night, he was intubated, not breathing on his own or easily breathing on his own. We do not have an update as to whether they have removed the breathing tube. That was supposed to be done this morning, but I have not received any update that was the case. He did have a second surgery. I can't tell you whether it had to do with his arm or some other portion of his body, but he is resting in the ICU. No one here at KFI has spoken directly to him. We are communicating through his mother and Sharon Belial. Sharon is the point person who is communicating with the family. Sharon will let us know, and now we're letting you know. And I just wanted to say there is no listener like a KFI listener. I put the call out last segment. Look, I want 1,000 people donated $20 just to give ourselves something to shoot for, and you have responded. We have Anonymous with $20, Pamela Jackson $25. And this is just in the past 3 minutes. Anonymous $100. Art, I can't pronounce your last name, but you donated $150. Thank you. It starts with an M. Anonymous $50. Kamisha Basiliou, can you donate with easier names, please? $100. R. Terry in San Diego, $25. Mary Swanston, $50. Anonymous, $50. Drew Oach, $20. Anonymous, $25. Caroline Hill, $25. That's just in the past 3 minutes. And I can't say personally thank you to everyone and read everyone's names, but I'm telling you, it is making a difference. And I know that there are a lot of people trying to pull all of us in different directions, like, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you support that? I understand. And you had another 35 other choices where you could have spent that $20 tonight. It could have been on a drink. It could have been on a movie. It could have been, I don't know, for Girl Scout cookies, but you decided to help Stefan tonight. And he can't say thank you, but I am saying thank you. And someone, I think it was Danny in the Momigos in the Motown chat, who was saying like, hey, I think we need about $75,000. Like, I'm not putting a cap on this. And let me reiterate before we go to break. His car is obviously gone. His means for doing Uber, even if he were healthy, is gone. His ability to Uber is gone. I'm talking about physical ability. He's not doing that. His ability to come to work and provide for himself and family is gone for the foreseeable future. We don't know how long of a road of rehabilitation and physical therapy that he's going to have. We don't know the extent of his injuries. I'm just being very honest. We don't know. We're told about the broken ribs. We're told about the broken arm and the multiple surgeries, but we don't know of the other soft tissue damage. We don't know of any type of head trauma because, from what I understand, he was not conscious when they pulled him from the vehicle.
So he was not.
So, and before I forget, we do have video and pictures of the 3 good Samaritans who took it upon themselves to risk their own lives to pull Stefan from the car. We don't know who they are, but we would like to find out who they are. So if you see the pictures and you recognize them, please let us know. And also before I forget, Tim Conway Jr. is going to be on KTLA tonight at 10 o'clock. Right after we get off the air, they're doing a piece on Stephen as well. They'll probably include some more of the latest information that we may not even have at that point. And that's something that you can look forward to find out more. It's done in conjunction with KTLA and Rick Chambers. Rick Chambers was here earlier this evening getting some B-roll and also interviewing Tim Conway Jr. So look out for that at 10 o'clock tonight on KTLA Channel 5. And as the community is now coming together for Stephen, and this is one of the times where I always say family first. He's family.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the stars will be flocking to Los Angeles to witness the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win over Houston to make the playoffs, reeling from last week's savage beating at the hands of Chicago's possessed Montrezl Harrell. Last time these teams met, Miami beat Houston, but they are a dangerous team having their manhood at stake. Then breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. Will LA avenge their previous shocking loss to perennial basketball Boston rivals to survive? 6 teams are allowed for 4 spots and all must win. Don't miss the Big 3, the 3-on-3 basketball league everyone is talking about. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30 Eastern, presented by iHeart.
He comes first.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, Mr. Mo Kelly here, live everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. And if you're just tuning in, we changed direction tonight because of the information and the status of Stephen, who is our technical director, and I mean that in every sense of the word, our technical director, but he is presently in the hospital recovering from a major car accident yesterday afternoon. And to very quickly catch people up, if you didn't hear this earlier on this show or earlier with Tim Conway Jr., Stephen was driving on the 105 East and getting ready to merge onto the 110 North and this is piecemeal information where someone had cut him off and it sent him into the center divider. His car rolled. It caught on fire. 3 good Samaritans pulled him from the car while he was unconscious and saved his life. He's had 2 surgeries, multiple fractures to his left arm and multiple ribs fractured. Last we heard that he was intubated. We don't know if he's still intubated or whether he's breathing on his own. And we are raising money for him because obviously he does not have a car. And if you listen to our show or listen to Tim Conway Jr.'s show, he was driving Uber as well to make ends meet. He is a dutiful son. That's my phrase, is he helped with his father. And we're trying to help bridge the gap for him because it's going to be a long road in this recovery. And Twala, you said something which was really spot on that I didn't even think of. Given the injury, and we don't know the extent, honestly, to his left arm, we don't know how long it would be before he would be able to drive.
I mean, driving alone, the physical therapy that's going to take for him to be able to drive alone, plus running the board here. Running the board is a 2-handed thing.
It is.
You cannot run the board here. Robin will tell you cannot do it with one hand. You can't. So all of that has to be factored into his recovery. And these are things that are not covered by medical insurance or auto insurance. That is why we are coming to you with this GoFundMe to help bridge that gap, to help make Foosh whole. We want both of our shows. And I know it may sound selfish. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. Yeah. There's a wildfire happening right now in Southern California. We are not ignoring any of that, but this is one of those moments where this has hit home for us. You know what I'm saying? This is our brother. This is our family member here. This is someone who you as a KFI listener have come to love. You have adopted the nickname Foosh as well. So this isn't, an unreasonable ask I don't believe in. And bless each and every single one of you. I don't care if it's $7 or $700. Thank you for every single contribution that you are making. You are an angel sent right now.
I often say, and Twala, I say this, and Mark should know I say this. I say, if we have these platforms and we have this ability, we have this power to uplift one another, and we don't, then what's the freaking point?
Yeah.
And yeah, to your point, that's the right word. I know it is kind of selfish because we're talking about one of our own. We're using KFI and the airwaves to help specifically one of our own, but I'm not going to make any apologies for that. You're just going to have to be mad. Yes, we're still going to play the game tonight, but there's some things which are far more important. And Dee Amber Freed with your $1,000 donation, thank you. Thank you. There is no listener like a KFI listener. We are now at $42,200. Not because of me. Don't get it twisted. It's not because of me. It's because of you. I'm just here flapping my gums. And I'm trying to be very sincere in all the things that I say and my affection for Stefan. But you are the ones who are making this happen. And I cannot thank you enough. And I look forward to the time and day in which Stefan is back here and he can thank you personally. Adrian Ennis, $20. Christy Morrell, $25. Anthony Choi, $50. Just in the past 2 minutes. Diane Eaton, Rebecca Mijas, $25. Gayla Vetter. Can you get some easier names? Damn it. $50. Anonymous. I can pronounce that. $100. Christian Louise. $50. Scott Jewell. $20. Philip Hardy. $100. Anita Espinoza. $20. Mark McKibben. $50. Maria Liliana Novarino. $30. Anonymous. $50. Anonymous. $50. Mark Guerra. $50. Angela Nichols. $25. Anonymous. $60. Sharon Halsey. $200. Linda Shura. $116. That's oddly specific. Perry Mamagonian, $20. Anonymous, $20. Anonymous, $10. Nicholas Blair, $50. Anonymous, $100. I can't pronounce that. Nuciaide. Owens, $20. Susan Brown, $50. Vincent Douglas, $100. Bobby Foster, $25. Anonymous, $20. Cynthia Snyder, $64. I see what you did there, Cynthia. Robin Kennedy, $100. William H. Bartoli, cool name, $25. Karen Rodberg, $100. Claire Smith, $100. Beverly Glass, $50. Anonymous, $20. Stephanie Lewis, $25. Clinton Melkor, $59. Ann Hobby, $25. I can't say all the names, but I can express my full gratitude to each and every one of you. It just warms my heart to know that once again, KFI listeners can come together and make it happen. We're up to $42,492. When I came on the air, personally, I was saying, gosh, Tim got him to like 24,000. I want to at least get to like 50,000. That's just me. I think we'll probably do more than that because I know you love Stefan like we do. And this is a glorious blessing because we're not eulogizing him. It could have been a very different conversation.
Think about that.
If we didn't have 3 good Samaritans who we're still looking for. If we didn't have those 3 good Samaritans, we would be eulogizing him and there would be no GoFundMe. Well, there might have been a GoFundMe, but it would have been for a funeral.
Yes. We are talking about him still being here, not talking about losing him. That right there is something to be joyful about.
And I got to tell you, it was touch and go last night from all the information that I now know. It was touch and go. It was not. When I got the text messages from Sharon Bellio, I did not get the sense that he was safe in the sense of that he was out of the woods, that it was known that he was going to make it. And again, you may not have heard this, but CHP, paramedics, didn't think he was going to make it.
No, they did not. No, they didn't.
What they saw, who they were transporting, and at that time it was a John Doe. They didn't even know his name because they didn't have any identification on him. It probably burned in the car, which was burned all the way down to nothing. Paramedics didn't think he was going to make it. CHP didn't think he was going to make it. And you know I'm a person of faith, and I don't think that all this is by accident. the right people at the right time in the right place to bring about the right result. Now let's do our.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the stars will be flocking to Los Angeles to witness the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win over Houston to make the playoffs, reeling from last week's savage beating at the hands of Chicago's possessed Montrezl Harrell. Last time these teams met, Miami beat Houston, but they are a dangerous team having their manhood at stake. Then breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. Will LA avenge their previous shocking loss to perennial basketball Boston rivals to survive? 6 teams are allowed for 4 spots, and all must win. Don't miss the Big 3, the 3-on-3 basketball league everyone is talking about. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30 Eastern, presented by iHeart.
Part even after the fact.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app and YouTube. If you go to our YouTube page, just in case you could not find the GoFundMe link for Stefan or Foosh, however you refer to him, it is right there in our chat section. If you open up the chat, and it's pinned at the top. It's real easy. GoFundMe.com/F, the letter F /Foosh. If you're watching our YouTube channel, it's right above my head. You can't miss it. Or you go to GoFundMe.com and search on Foosh, Foosh, and you'll find it there. Some time ago in the last hour, I made it a very selfish plea. I said, look, I haven't asked you for anything, but tonight I'm asking you. And I talked about how anytime, at any point in the day, there are at least 100,000 people listening to KFI. That's not even talking about the number of people who are possibly listening on the stream on the iHeartRadio app. And I was just saying, I just wanted 1,000 people to give $20. And there's no listener like a KFI listener. You have resoundingly responded. I am overwhelmed at your kindness. I am amazed at your willingness and ability to find a place in your heart for Stefan. We are now over $45,000. And I don't want to say I'm speechless, but I'm damn near speechless. And let me just say this, and I can't say everyone's name because the amounts are scrolling by too fast, but Anonymous, $30, Anonymous, $25, Carol Kreff, $20, Evelyn Bailey, $100, Terry Apodaca, $25, Anonymous, $30. And that means you've listened. It doesn't have to be a huge donation. Even Twala said, look, the prayers matter, okay? If your prayer may equal someone else's $20, you may inspire someone else to make a donation. You may not have even turned on KFI thinking about making a donation for one of our fellow employees, but maybe someone else's prayer inspired you to listen to KFI and also act upon what you're hearing right now. Heather Schultz, $100. Patricia Duggins, $20. John Berry, $100. Anonymous, $10. Anonymous, $25. Small donations. I love it. Daryl Bustamante, $50. Anonymous, $100. Elizabeth Skandarian, $100. Kristen Lowe, $100. Anonymous, $50. Victoria Thompson, $100. Luiso Gutierrez, $25. Angela Lewis, $25. Margaret Carter, $100. Claudine Mainferme, I probably mispronounced it. I apologize. $50. Anonymous, $18. Paula Dunn, $20. Anonymous, $20. Anonymous, $50. Chad Waters, $50. Debbie Laban, $50. Alexandra Razzo, I know you, Alex. Former KFI employee, Spectrum employee, $50. Kelly Hodgson, $25. I am amazed and so humbled by your generosity.
I mean, just to put it out there, to put out a simple goal of reaching 50,000 for our very own Foosh, and for you, our loyal KFI listeners, to step up. the way you have. I can say that I am not surprised. We have seen year after year what you all have done for Foosh-A-Thon. So we know that you have it in you to give. You have given for all types of fire reliefs, for the wildfire relief funds. You have constantly stepped up and given. So to step up in this moment, though, it when it hits home and when it's one of our own, it rings all that more special to us because we know you are truly giving from your heart. This isn't like, oh, I feel I'm giving to a good cause, or saving puppies or whatever. No, you are giving to a person, someone that you have developed a kindred bond with, a kindred spirit with, and you want to also see him come to some level of wholeness. This is astounding to see.
I talk about this all the time, but this perfectly highlights it. Radio, this medium is so personal. And I know you as a listener take it very personally because you don't let just anyone on in your car while you're driving it's almost like we're spending time directly with each other. Or maybe you're working out at the gym and we're in your headphones, or maybe you're cooking dinner for the kids and KFI is on in the background. And I know you're very intentional about who you bring into your house. That's part of the reason why you may feel like we all know each other, because to a certain degree we do. We rib Mark Ronner. We talk about his neuroses. We talk about his unwillingness to actually come to Chateau Le Mo, or his penchant for black olives.
Okay, get back on track, please.
But my point is, we all have a degree of familiarity with each other in a way that you may not with television. And we know Stephen in that same way. We know that he lives in the Hawthorne area. We know that he drives for Uber. We know that he cares for his father. We know that he does the best he can with what he has right where he is. And we know that he'll hang out with us and go to the movies. We know that he'll come over to Chateau Le Mo for the 4th of July celebration. We know that he works his ass off every single day for the Tim Conway Jr. show, working alongside Sharon Belial, or he'll be working here later with Mo Kelly, and he complains not at all.
No, that's weird, right? He doesn't.
It's
complain.
weird for me because I'd be complaining my ass off. It's like, I'm tired of these motherfuckers.
I mean, he's just like, I mean, every time it's like, man, Foosh, you're working hard. Well, I look at you guys, I got to work hard too. That is just his attitude. I love it.
And I have been remiss. I have to also tip my cap to you, Robin, because your story is important as part of this as well, because you were called at the last second yesterday. I mean, at the last second, last second, to come in and substitute, and you knew as little as we did.
Yeah.
How did it happen for you?
Oscar just randomly called me and was like, hey, Stefoosh hasn't showed up. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, can you come in? And I was like, yeah.
Now?
Yeah. I was like, well, I'm actually just now eating, but after that, I'll come in. And he's like, okay. And then I came in and I was like, it's not like him to just randomly not show up. Even I know that.
Nobody knew anything. And this is almost, it's just about the sum of our fears, because we knew something was wrong. We didn't know how wrong. And it's tragic, but it was almost fatal. And just like that, we've already crossed the $46,000 mark. It's amazing. You guys are just amazing. Judy Pucci, $50. Andre Calvin Jr., $5. Carolyn Dennison, $100. Anonymous, $25. Kristen Lucero, $100. Sally Watts, $20. Anonymous, $50. Anonymous, $50. Rebecca Mijas, $25. Ramon Ramos, $50. Joanne Serna, $25. Claudia Burnett, $50. And it goes on and on and on. I thank you because Stephen is not here to thank you. Hopefully, when we do the second annual Halloween soiree, you'll be able to see him in person.
Look, I'm prayerful that his recovery is speedy enough where we can go and get him and bring him out with us to Foosh-A-Thon.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, God works miracles. I wholeheartedly believe
Preach.
it. And nothing is beyond the power of the Most High. So I'm holding firm that Foosh will be better sooner than later.
KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And yes, we are going to play Name That Movie Cult Classics tonight. Yes, we are giving away the gift cards to the Anaheim White House, who also donated tonight. Thank you, Bruno Serrato. Thank you, Silvano. Thank you, all of our friends at Katarina's Club, for supporting this as well. We'll be giving away 3 $100 gift cards to the Anaheim White House in the next hour. So we started on a I'll say a tragic note, but we're also going to end on a celebratory note as well, as we continue to keep Foosh, Stefan in our thoughts. Thank you for all that you've done. Thank you that's what you're going to do over the course of the weekend. I'm not going to be
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS, with playoff elimination on the line, the stars will be flocking to Los Angeles to witness the most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win over Houston to make the playoffs, reeling from last week's savage beating at the hands of Chicago's possessed Montrezl Harrell. Last time these teams met, Miami beat Houston, but they are a dangerous team having their manhood at stake. Then breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. Will LA avenge their previous shocking loss to perennial basketball Boston rivals to survive? 6 teams are allowed for 4 spots, and all must win. Don't miss the Big 3, the 3-on-3 basketball league everyone is talking about. There's no crying in the Big 3, and the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30 Eastern, presented by iHeart.
last person who's going to be talking about this.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Oh, later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
Live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And when I got on the air tonight, and also great credit to Tim Conway Jr., who got the ball rolling for the GoFundMe for Stefan after his horrific car accident. Don't quote me, but I think Tim and his show, Tim Conway Jr. show, got up to about $24,000. And when I got on, I said at some point, look, I know that there are at least 100,000 people listening. I just want 1,000 people to donate $20. Think of it like that. You know, just do what you can with what you have right where you are. And KFI has once again come through. We are now at $50,268, and we've gained a good $27,000 in the past 2 hours. That's not me. That's you. Your collective help. As I've said before, let's not give people their flowers after they're gone. Let's give them their flowers while they're here. And how better way to say that you love Stefan than to help him right now when he needs your help the most. So just like that, we've crossed $50,000, and we've had more than 740 people donate. I know that there'll be more donations and more contributions over the course of the weekend, but I'm just saying it right now. Thank you on behalf of Stefan. You guys are absolutely wonderful. Your generosity just blows me away. I am awestruck at your kindness. This at a moment's notice. Let me just put it that way. At a moment's notice. Congratulations, KFI. You've done a really good thing tonight. $50,398 so far in support of Stefoosh. KFI AM 640, we're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. This Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS with playoff elimination on the line. The most physical, fiercest, and competitive basketball in the world. Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson must win to make the playoffs. And breakout star Dwight Howard of the LA Riot will battle Gary Payton's Boston squad in a do-or-die match for both teams. 6 teams are alive for 4 spots and all must win. There's no crying in the Big 3. And the no-holds-barred action starts Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Presented by iHeart.